I am sure I'm not the only one to be gripped by the sporting fever that is taking place right now. It is an exceptional moment, and here in Montreal, it seems like the entire city is going crazy with excitement. Although not naturally an NHL fan, I must share with you that I have been wrapped with excitement, glued to my television screen and following along the sporting successes with much joy. This does not happen every year. Indeed, it is a rare occurrence, and that is why I am so thrilled to be able to share with you that England qualified top of their group in the European Championships of the soccer tournament happening right now. I have never been so excited, and we are through till the final 16. There's also something going on with a team called the Habs. I'm going to check that out as well. But have you noticed that parents have become closer to their children when watching sporting events on TV? There seems to be a certain magic where generations can come together, even in a pandemic, the end of a pandemic, please God, and share that simple joy of this. So much greater than the sum of its parts is what brings us together. And fathers have told me how they feel closer to their children when they are watching sporting games on TV together. It's an incredible bonding time. And I find that fascinating. And actually, the idea for this is found in this week's Torah portion. There is a rule that every single column in a Sefer Torah begins with the letter Vav. Did you know this? It's a fascinating rule. Vav means and. It's the word for and. Vav is also a hook in Hebrew, and each column is hooked together with the next. And. There's a level of connection that we find in every single column of our Torah scroll. Now, like every good rule, there are exceptions to it, and there are 5 columns in a Torah scroll that do not begin with the letter Vav, the most famous of which is this week's Torah portion. Instead, it begins with the letter Mem. And the word of that column and the verse is Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkanotecha Yisrael. How great are your dwelling places, Yaakov, the homes of the Jewish people. That word was actually supposed to be a curse, said by an evil magician, Bilam. But when he opened his mouth to curse, God puts words of blessing, and instead out comes one of the greatest prayers that has now found its way into the Siddur. Ma tavu ohalecha Yaakov, how great are your tents, Yaakov. Mishkanotecha Yisrael, your dwelling places, O Jewish people. You see, the worst of the worst saw something that was the best of the best. He saw families dwelling together with a sense of modesty, a sense of privacy. And he blesses our people and says, do you want to know what the real strength of this people is? It's when families get together and share special moments with each other. Now, for some, that might be watching the NHL semi-finals. For others, it might be the European Soccer Championships. But for whoever you are, there is a special strength to our people, and it's when generations gather under one shared roof, and that's where we will always find our greatest strength so that no enemy could ever touch us. Shabbat Shalom.